Our guy, Brian Baldinger. Baldy, we got you?
Yeah, it got me now. I don't know. The volume wasn't working on my desktop, so we'll do it on the phone here. Everything's working good here, Zach.
Baldy,
Awesome.
great to hear you, and it's great to talk to you. You were, out and about all over the country during camp. We were obviously busy, so we're really glad to have you back now.
Well, it's good to be back with you guys. I mean, we've started now, and so now it's the build up to the season. So it'd be great to talk Broncos every week with you guys for sure.
I can't wait. And Baldy, as you know, it's the Bo Show now. And what have your initial impressions been of Bo over these two preseason games? Has he impressed you more than you were expecting?
Yeah, he's impressed me. The thing is that Sean Payton is one of the great play designers and play callers in this league that we've seen. And, he did a great job of game planning the other night against Green Bay. I know Green Bay didn't play any of their starters. I get all that. But he was still, in both games, he's been very efficient. The team has responded. He's moved the team. They've scored on 6 of his 7 drives. He's taking care of the football. I'm sure a lot of teams aren't game playing the way Sean Payton was, but he wanted his quarterback to have success. And he was able to be able to do that. They balanced it up. They ran it just about as much as they've thrown it in these 2 games, and so they've worked on both. But I think Bo has been he's been really good. And like every quarterback should struggle, and every quarterback should go through some dips because that's all part of the training and the learning. But I think Sean's done a good job of giving him a chance for success and really creating openings for his receivers.
So I thought in that first game, Bo was able to kind of find his way to good results on every play. It wasn't always pretty. Maybe he left the pocket a little bit early, maybe threw off his back foot a couple times. But in the second game, his footwork was much improved. He seemed like he wasn't as jittery as he was in the first game. To me, he's kind of checked all of the boxes I wanted to see. And for me personally, the only thing left is seeing what happens when he plays a more complex defense. Is that where you're at this point?
Yeah, I mean, let's look. He's played a lot of snaps, in these 2 games, and I think he does check a lot of the boxes. It's all going to get ramped up here. The speed's going to increase. The starter's going to be out there, but he's seen the ability. He shows the ability to escape pressure when it's there. It's I don't know, 1st and 20 the other day. He runs for 10. He's untouched. He just takes what the defense gives him, puts him in a much better situation. But like just the little things like, okay, he went past the line of scrimmage to throw the ball to Javante for the touchdown. All right. Like he'll learn from that. I think we all saw it right away that he was past the line of scrimmage. But he'll those kind of things he'll get cleaned up. But I do agree that he was far more comfortable in the second game than the first, which is what you want to see. He looked like he was in command. And when he had to make tough throws over the middle to Tim Patrick on 3rd down, he made the throws and he made the right reads. And so he goes through his progressions pretty well. He knows where to go with the ball. And like we saw in college, like he's very accurate with the ball. And that's something that, you either you have it or you don't have it.
And Baldy, I know it's very early right now, but what are we missing with Bo? Because it just seems too good to be true that he was the 6th quarterback drafted, that he fell to Sean Payton, that he really seems to be like a great fit for Sean Payton. He gets the ball out quick. And like you said, he has that added mobility, which I think kind of went under the radar for a long time. He's no Lamar Jackson or anything like that, but he certainly has good enough mobility to make plays. It just feels like, what are we missing right now? What's going to pop up for Bo besides just typical rookie things? Or did the Broncos just really luck out with this guy falling to him?
Sometimes it's the luck. I mean, you go back to 2005, and Aaron Rodgers is the last quarterback taken. Alex Smith is the first, and in between, he was the best quarterback in that class. It happens all the time. Zach Wilson was the 2nd pick in the draft. You wouldn't even. It's not even a competition with Zach Wilson. So, look, I think playing 61 games matters. I think playing in 2 programs matters. I think all those things, matter to the development of a quarterback. And then, the big thing is, can you be in sync with your offensive play caller, with your head coach? And I think he clearly is to this point. I don't know that we're missing anything. I think we saw a lot of this stuff at Auburn. We saw a lot of it at Oregon. But the good thing is he's getting all these guys involved. He's getting Trotman involved and Tim Patrick involved, and Sutton is involved, and he is extending plays when he needs to, but he's also staying in the pocket when he needs to. So I think the mobility is a factor. Let's face it, Sean Payton, in a long time as a head coach, he's been on the end of drafting 4 quarterbacks. None of them have been any good. I mean, Ian Book was the last one. I don't know where Ian Book is exactly right now, but he's never had to go find the franchise quarterback. He's never had to do that, and this is his first crack at it. So I think he wanted to get this right. Maybe the Raiders should have, taken a hard look, good hard look at Bo right now, but they didn't. They didn't, and Sean did, and so here we go. I mean, he's a Bronco, and I think Sean Payton is very happy that he's a Bronco.
We knew that the Broncos would run an offense that is catered to Bo, but I've been surprised just how much it looks like the Oregon offense. Now, it's not like a one-for-one copy, but you have so many RPOs in there, which we just haven't seen from the Broncos, at least in the past, as long as I can remember. And we haven't seen them from Sean Payton either. As a coach, is it hard to put in something like an RPO just because he hasn't really grown up with that the way other coaches have or quarterbacks have played in it? Or is it just as easy as saying, like, hey, I've watched this on tape, Bo's good at it, we can just throw it in there and it's no big deal?
I mean, look, he's under center a lot, like the way Drew Brees was. He's in I formation a lot the other day. They're a 2-back offense. A lot of offenses in college. Oregon is in a 2-back offense. And so, he's adjusting to what this is. But, I mean, he certainly doesn't look like he has any problems taking a snap. It looked like Russell Wilson had problems taking a snap, a couple weeks ago. He's not having a problem taking a snap, pushing away from center. The play action, the rollout right there, the boot drag concept that he ran for the touchdown to Tim Patrick was something I didn't see him do at Oregon. But, that's okay. I think Sean probably understood what he's capable of doing. A lot of these guys are in shotgun in college. Caleb Williams is in shotgun, at Oklahoma and at USC, and here he is under center. I think it's not as difficult a transition as some people make it out to be, especially if you've had 61 starts. You've had a little bit of everything at the college level.
Baldy, I know behind the scenes, Sean Payton doesn't understand why the nation is so low on the Broncos. The over-under is 5.5 wins out in Vegas, which I think is the 3rd fewest in the NFL. But of course, head coaches are probably going to be a little more optimistic about their team than the outside world. But from your perspective now, do you think the Broncos are going to be a team that surprises the nation? Not goes out and wins a Super Bowl this year, but really exceeds the very low expectations that the nation has for them.
I don't think he really, Sean, he loves that. Privately, probably loves everybody's counting them out. I mean, they got back in the playoff race last year when they went up to Kansas City and beat the Chiefs and won 5 in a row and was taking the ball away in record numbers. I mean, if this defense does anything like that, I don't see how you could count the Broncos out at this point. He's to this point in just 2 short games. And I'm pretty certain he's going to be named the starter if he hasn't already today. Look, they're gonna score points, and the good thing is on 2 successive weeks in a row, they have converted in the red zone for touchdowns. And so if they do anything like that, and Javonte and Jaleel can get a running game going, I mean, they're going to be competitive. And so, I don't know, 5.5 seems way too low for any Sean Payton team at any place, anywhere.
Where do you think the toughest cut down is going to be? Is it running back? Is it receiver? I think those are the 2 we talk about a lot. But based on what you've seen so far, is there any group where you're really curious how things are going to play out?
Well, I would say, running back, because, you just see it the other day. Jaleel's a good player. So Javonte and Jaleel are going to be there. And Estime is going to be there. So, I mean, I don't know how many guys you can keep. Samaje is a quality back. He was last year. They found a way to play 3 last year, and they all had a defined role. And you're going to be a 2-back system. So Michael Burton's going to be on this team. So it looks to me like how do you not keep those 5 running backs right there, which is a lot. But if you're a 2-back system, you're going to keep a fullback. So it looks like they're going to keep 5. I don't know how anybody else whether it's the body or Watson or whoever it might be. Like it's going to be pretty competitive in that spot right there.
Baldy, I don't know how you do it, but you watch every single game of every single team. And so you've watched both the Broncos preseason games outside of Bo. Who stood out to you, whether it's a star that's taken a step in the right direction or whether it's someone that we need to keep our eyes on?
Well, I mean, obviously getting Tim Patrick back makes a difference.
Yeah.
You didn't see him last year. I mean, he got hurt in preseason. But, he looks like, he was targeted 4 times. He had 4 catches, he had a touchdown. Like, he's a big receiver. And really, honestly, like Sean Payton likes speed, but it's not the number one thing. Michael Thomas caught 149 passes one year with Sean Payton, and like, he doesn't run fast. He was a second round pick. Like I just think size matters, and guys that know how to get open, like that's really important. So that he jumps out. Like I don't know how anybody honestly can watch and study Jaquan McMillan and not be impressed. Like the kid is just a football player. He defended a pass last week. That's a difficult pass to defend in this league. It's one-on-one coverage. He defended it, beautifully down the field. He took the ball away in record numbers. Like I just think him, PJ, Patrick, like this is a good secondary. And I know, a couple guys are gone and Simmons and whatnot, but Kareem Jackson, but it looks like a good secondary to me. And Jaquan's a big part of that.
I also think that this week we really saw the defensive line stand out. Again, it helps when you're playing against the Packers' backup offensive line, but Zach Allen could not be stopped. John Franklin Myers is in there making plays. When you look at that group, again, because you have more of a perspective across the league, this is the best group that we've seen in Denver in quite a while. How does it stack up with what you've seen from the rest of the NFL?
Well, I think their starters, are good. Zach is a great player. And John Franklin Myers, but the two of them are very interchangeable. They can play end, they can play tackle, they can play in a variety of spots. That's what John Franklin Myers did with the Jets. But he came out of the Rams where he was all over the place too. He was drafted by the Rams, but he's got an elite first step takeoff. And, he's a big body. Like they've got big guys inside. And so now you're looking at Cooper and you're looking at, all the guys that could come off the outside. We'll see what the role of Jonah Ellis is going to be, but he's a good football player. Singleton can make every tackle for you. I think they've got depth in the defensive line. We'll see what Angelo Blackson becomes and what role he plays as kind of a second tier defensive lineman. But it looks like they've got more depth this year, and the pass rushers have been good. But I think DJ, JFB, or John Franklin Myers, along with Zach Allen's a good rotation inside.
Baldy, there's no one better than you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're honored to have you, and we look forward to breaking down this Broncos team, which could be a very interesting season with you all year long.
If Bo Nix comes on, I don't know if it's going to be what CJ did last year in Houston, but they're going to be a much better and more consistent team if he keeps developing.
Man, I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Baldy. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, you bet.